Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to another episode of the Ridgeback's Rumble Talk, and we are joined today by women's lacrosse player Anna Twohey. How are you doing, Anna?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty great. Thank you for asking. It's a wonderful December. You
hmm
looking forward to Christmas?
I am. Yes, very much so.
Awesome. It's the best time of the year. So let's kind of start off the bat though. Number six this past season, Anna. Why did you choose number six?
I didn't actually choose number six. It was one of the options that we could choose from. I kind of went with it because it I don't know, I think it just spoke to me. I don't know. I have my birthday in June, which is the 6th month. So that is kind of what I judged it off of.
True. I don't think that's a coincidence. Yes, but that's great though. It's a great number. And I see you also play as a midfield and attack. Is that true?
Yeah.
Nice. How did you get into such a position?
Well, it was pretty much assigned to me, but when I played box lacrosse before varsity, I also did attack in midfield. I'm also pretty quick, so I think that went into play as well.
Have you ever raced with your teammates, like to test who's the quickest on the team?
No, we have not done that, but we just do the ETS testing and stuff, and I get pretty high on those.
Oh, flash in the making. That's great. Awesome to see that. And I see you're also from Port Perry, the amazing location for sure, close to
Mhm.
the lake. What's it like living in Port Perry?
Um, just a pretty much small town feel. You go somewhere and you see 10 people you know. We have a nice lake. We have a nice old heritage looking town, so it's pretty cute. I enjoy it. I like the small town feel.
Yeah, it looks great. I mean, lots of scenery, great
hmm
picture locations, great
Yeah.
place to just chill off, right?
And it's super pretty in every single season. Like right now, there's Christmas lights all over the place because, Christmas, but
Anna's living the life.
yeah.
You're great in Fort Perry. That's amazing to see. And just still along the introductions, I see you're also in third year communications, digital
Four.
media studies, fourth year.
Yeah.
My bad. Sorry, I'm
No
not, I'm
worries.
not, I'm trying to hold you back. Anna's trying to move forward. So, fourth year of communications and digital media studies means you're a pretty amazing communicator. So, we're in for a treat today for sure in our Rumble Talk.
hmm
And quick fun fact that you threw at me, you're a huge, huge fan of Friends, which is amazing. How many times did you say you've watched all 10 seasons?
Minimum 10 times. I started it, I want to say in grade 9, and every time I finish it, I just restart it, whether I'm doing homework or walk chores around my house. It's just such a good comfort show and yeah.
My goodness. Do you have merch from Friends?
Oh my gosh, I do. I have an ugly Christmas sweater that my mom got me from one of her work trips that she brought back. So I bring that out every Christmas. I have a mug that says Central Perk on it, which is one of the Friends coffee shops there. I have a poster. I have an apron. I have another sweater. Yeah, I also have a notebook.
Oh my goodness. What don't you have that's tied to that? You're
Yeah.
definitely a huge fan of the show. Good to
Mhm.
see that. I mean, in fact, speaking of friends, let's tie friends to lacrosse though. Who are you? Some of your best friends on the lacrosse team?
Sam Gates, 100%. I've been best friends with her since I was 10. Amanda Damasio and Steph Gay. We are a little crew squad that formulated last year, and we've been best friends ever since. So those were my best friends on the team.
Nice, nice. Always good to see that close bond and partnership. And in fact, I want to ask you a question. Just throw a little quiz at you.
Okay.
You mentioned Amanda Damasio. So apart from Amanda and you, of course, there are three other women in the women's lacrosse teams from this past season's roster whose names start with A. Who are the three other people
Like this year or last year?
last year,
So
2019, 2020?
so including myself.
Yeah, including yourself and Amanda, there are five of you in total. So who are the three other people?
Amanda, Anna, Alex. Abigail, Abby G.
Yeah.
Um,
One more. The magic number.
why can't I think right now? There's one more?
Yes. Shall I give you a clue?
Yeah.
Her initials are AB. Just perfectly follows AB.
Oh my gosh, this is so bad. I'm like going through, okay.
Midlife crisis.
What the heck?
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. You're a young
Give me
person.
another hint. You're gonna attack me after this.
No. Should I just put you out of your misery?
Yeah.
The last person is Aiden Briggs.
Oh my goodness, of course, Aiden. My bad. Sorry, girl.
Nah, it's all good. Don't worry. You guys are gonna have your discussion after this. But
Oops.
it is what it is. Oops, Aiden. Sorry. I'm sure Anna loves you, Aiden, so don't stress over
Yeah.
it.
I also see her name everywhere because she scores like 5 goals a game.
Oh wow.
Oops.
That's clutch. That's what we like to see for sure. And last question though. I asked Dale Wilson this question as well. I want to see if you can get this straight off the bat. Who was your first opponent in the 2019-2020 season, and what was the score of the game?
I'm so bad at games and times and places and teams. Oh my goodness. I have no idea. Something makes me want to say Queens, but I could be wrong.
Oh yeah. Don't worry. You're close enough. It was Guelph.
It was okay. There you go.
But it is what it is. That's in the past, right? No need to remember
Yeah, I don't know the score either.
that. It was 16-6, but we won the game, the Ridgeback. So don't worry. It
Good
was
for us.
good for us, right? So,
Yes. Oh, I do remember that weekend actually. Yes, we were undefeated.
oh, what did
Because
that feel like?
we had the new branding, and that's what it was.
Oh my goodness gracious! Did that give you confidence, like stepping on the field, knowing that we're different, you're not on our level. That's why we're just gonna go undefeated this weekend. Was that what it was?
Yeah, I think so. And I think it was all like the emotions built up because it was our first game of the first season as well as a new team. So
Ooh, that's true.
we
You guys
had
did
a lot
pretty
of
well.
trophies.
Yeah, kudos to you guys. That was amazing. In fact, I want to ask you this question. From just reflecting back your previous season or so, what was your biggest highlight for yourself? And what's the most embarrassing moment you've experienced?
Oh God.
Yeah.
For a highlight, okay, I would say just from the past season or like all my seasons.
I guess all your seasons. Let's do all your seasons.
Okay. I'm really bad at like recognizing that one goal from that one game or that one win we had, but I remember this one moment. It happened my first year, so my second year at the school. First year on the team. It was OUAs and we were playing I think it was York, and I can't remember the score, but it was so close. It was either tied or we were down by 1. And it was the last couple minutes of the game. And we had a timeout that was initiated by our captain at the time, Julia. And I just remember like emotions were so high and everyone was so intense. And Julia was a senior, so she was like really amped up because it was her last game ever, her last couple minutes as a Ridgeback. So she calls this little meeting and we all get into a huddle, and it was like a scene from a movie is how I want to describe it. She was like so dialed in and she was like, we've been working so hard. All these morning practices have come to this moment. This is my last time being a Ridgeback, my last couple minutes as like a varsity athlete. I want to make it one to remember. We have to score, like we have to score right now. And everyone was like, yeah, let's go. So we go back out on the field, and I remember like it was like a tic-tac-toe. Sam Gates gets it, does a little move, and just scores on net, and everyone went like ballistic. So that was really awesome. And then we ended up winning that game. And yeah, we had a big celebration. It was a good time. So I think that would be the highlight. And then embarrassing moments. I don't even know. I have so many.
Oh my gosh. Let's pick the best one. What's the funniest one?
Gosh. Oh man, I don't even know. I want to say like moments where I'm running and I slip on the turf and just like eat it really hard. And those are always embarrassing and they happen to everyone. And I feel like those are just like, oh my gosh, get me off the field right now kind of moments. So that's what I would say. If like I'm running and I slip and fall down, that's pretty embarrassing.
Yeah. Honestly, like even looking back to the major highlight, that was epic.
Yeah.
Imagine being there. Someone should have just recorded that. And maybe, I don't know if they were
Mhm.
allowed to, but easily that could have been like a scene in a movie, like you said. So
Yeah, like I can't remember anything from that season really, except for like that one moment I play it like in slow motion in my head. It was so cool.
so what would you say is your best goal that you scored? Because I know you scored a couple this past season.
Um, think I scored like twice in a game one time. I don't score a lot, but it was against York and I scored a couple. And then I remember it was just like a hard shot and it went in and I was hyped. And there's different rules I played box lacrosse before here.
Yeah.
And if you score in box lacrosse, you hold onto your stick, you keep like running, you go back to your side or whatever. But in box, you have to drop your stick right. I mean, in fields, you have to drop your stick right where it is after you score and the play's like stopped. But I always forgot to drop my stick. So I guess that's also embarrassing, but that happens frequently when I score. I forget to drop my stick, but yeah, those moments are fun.
Yeah. You just get caught up in the moment. I mean, you're
Yeah.
super amped up, super happy. It's
Yeah.
understandable. No worries. And this being your fourth year and witnessing all the drama, all the amazing highlights and lowlights, of course, you always have both. What would you say is your prediction for the future? What's the dramatic future of women's lacrosse looking like?
I think it's looking pretty good. We have a really awesome coaching squad with us. And we were so close last year. We made it to the semifinals. We came fourth in OUAs, which was insane. It was so amazing. So I think, and our coaches are always on the look for recruits, like whether it's like in school or with Ladies Blue Knights Lacrosse, which is like another league that we're associated with. We always have good rookies coming in and we always work hard at practices and we train really good. So I think it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I think so too as well.
Yeah.
I mean, let's even just last question though. Coming in as a rookie, like what made you want to even join the team? What made you want to try out? And what was it like coming in? Did you get bullied because you were a rookie? Or like how was the initiation process like?
So coming into UOIT, like or on Tech U, sorry, in general, I was not looking for like a varsity athlete experience whatsoever. It didn't even cross my mind really. And then it was my first year. It was in the new year of my first year. I spent some time playing intramural hockey and extramural hockey, and I guess they were looking for lacrosse players, and they know that like if you can play hockey, there's a lot of similarities between hockey and lacrosse. So my coach Leanne, she reached out to me through email and was like, if you're in interest at all, give me a call and we'll get you out to practice with us. And I was like, okay, why not? And I was living with my friend Sam at the same time and she got the same thing. So we're like talking about it. We're like, we should just do it. Why not? This is a cool opportunity. So we both headed out just knowing each other, and there's no real like initiation process like at all really that I can remember. But no, all the girls were so welcoming and like immediate friendships were being formed and it felt like we knew each other forever. And it was super good.
That's good to see.
Yeah.
Very heartwarming experience and coming into the team. No rough patches, none of that kind of stuff. And look how destiny just lined you up to come join the team and made history for yourself. So good for you, Anna. Good to see that. And now I want to take a bit of a transition, talk more about you as a person, because I know definitely there are a lot of areas we can explore for sure in your vast personality. So I want to first ask you this basic question. What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
I open my eyes. No, I'm just kidding. I go on my phone and I check my email.
Okay, fair enough. What are you looking for? Like, is it you just looking for updates from the team or like what's
I have like all my mailboxes on linked to my phone, so it's just whatever work, school, lacrosse, etc. Those are like all the urgent things I need to look at. So it's the first thing I look at in the morning.
True. Okay, I guess I could ask the flip question. And don't say you close your eyes. What's the last thing you do at night before you go to bed?
Before I go to bed, I like to go to sleep watching something, whether it's like YouTube or Netflix or whatnot. So I do that until like I can't open my eyes anymore and I fall asleep.
Oh my God, probably Friends. Definitely should be specific for sure.
Yeah, that is one that I get into. I also really like watching David Attenborough's like planet shows. Very calming.
All right, that's good to see that. And I know you touched on your birthday as well. You said your birthday is in June. Maybe that was coincidental to your number, but I saw that you have 197 days until your birthday next year. How did I know that? Don't ask me. You're Anna. We just have to know. And what would you say your perfect day is like? How do you see yourself celebrating your birthday next year? Maybe even in comparison to how you celebrated this year.
Well, this year was a little different because it was the pandemic. So I just had like the amount of people we could have at that time. I think it was like no more than 10. So I had a couple of my friends come over and hang out and enjoy our summer day that we had. But I think if the pandemic wasn't a thing and I wanted to have my perfect birthday, it would be spent with the people that are closest to me, so my best friends and my family. I would sleep in, but also get up reasonable. Like my version of sleeping in is like past 11, but I would get up at like 10 or something. And then, I don't know, get ready for the day. I would probably play some lacrosse, maybe some hockey that day. I would eat good food the whole day, no matter lunch, breakfast, dinner, whatever. I would eat good food the whole time. I like to go outside a lot, so I wouldn't want to be kept inside. I would go outside and do something. I love the beach. My birthday's in the summer, so the beach would be a good idea. Or like shopping, something like that. I actually wanted to go to Wasaga Beach for my birthday this past year, but it never happened because of the pandemic, obviously. But yeah, something outdoors with my friends and family, good food, good times.
Sounds like a perfect combo. I mean, it's very convenient that your birthday is in the middle, like just right in the middle of the year in summertime. And there are a lot of great places you can go to. You mentioned food. We can talk about food as well too. Always an interesting topic. But due to popular demand, as I like to say, would you like to tell us a story, maybe from one of your previous birthdays, or just a story you like to tell to your friends that's pretty funny or just interesting?
From a birthday?
Or just any day, in fact. Just a good story you'd like to tell.
Oh man. I don't know. Just like a feel-good story?
Yeah, I guess so. Like everyone just always has those funny stories to just tell at like a party or something. I don't know.
A funny story then. You're putting me on the spot. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that.
Should we come back to that later on?
Yeah, let's come back to it.
All right. I want to give you something even tougher to do now.
Great.
Give that one. So, due to popular demand again, that's always my safe phrase. I like to use that. Would you like to sing Hakuna Matata for us for this show?
I hate singing for people.
Why?
I don't know. I get all awkward and stuff.
Okay, fair enough.
I do have it on, I have actually, fun fact, I have Hakuna Matata on my foot tattooed.
Oh, really?
How did you know I like that song?
You're Anna. We have to know.
That's just, yeah, I love The Lion King. And if this wasn't going everywhere, I would sing it for you. But I'm not the best, so yeah, right. You'll have to listen to it on YouTube.
True. That's our best alternative. Don't worry. Another time we'll get you to sing when you're less prepared than this, but we'll see how it goes. But I wanted to ask you this question as well. I remember we talked about this a while back as well, and you said this is another phrase or another passage, I guess, that's very inspirational to you. And I always like to ask people just to share words of wisdom or inspiration to us. So Isaiah 43 verse 2, you said you even have that tatted as well. How did you come up with that as your inspiration in life, and what can you share with us about that?
Yes, yes. So faith is huge in my family and to myself in general. I have always, it was my first tattoo, and I knew immediately what I wanted. I wanted to get a Bible quote. I just didn't know which one. So after like so many years, literally years of searching for like the perfect one, I finally landed on the book of Isaiah and 43:2. So it's when you go through deep waters, I will be with you. So my tattoo, it says Isaiah 43:2, but on each side is a little wave.
Mm.
So symbolizing the waters that I go through. And it expresses that whatever challenges or difficulties or anxieties that I have to face in my life, I'll never be abandoned. I'll never be alone. I'll never be forgotten because I always got God with me. And I have it right underneath my heart as well. So
Uh,
it means a lot to me.
definitely means a lot for sure. And kind of another thing I noticed now as well. Of course, you spoke about challenges going through deep waters. My mind was going through deep waters when I saw your recently released playlist, Holiday Hits by Hunter, featuring Anna Twohey, where
Yes.
one of your songs was I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas. Now I was kind of confused. Why did Anna choose this song? So here you have the perfect chance. Why did you choose that song as one of the songs you put?
I chose that song because I think that was like the earliest song that I ever knew related to Christmas growing up. We had this like doll. It wasn't a doll, it was like a Bugs Bunny and it moved and it sang that song. And I don't know, it's a tune. It's a real tune.
Hmm,
And everyone knows it.
sure. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, that's a perfect explanation. I
Yeah.
guess still on the topic of Christmas, then, what are some of your favorite Christmas traditions, or what do you like to eat during Christmas? Since we said we were going to talk about food, so
Hmm.
what's Christmas like for you?
Usually, if like the pandemic wasn't happening, so my family lives in three different areas. We got some family in London, some family in Kitchener, and some family in the States. So Christmas for my family in Port Perry is just traveling everywhere to make time for each place that we go to. So Christmas Eve, our tradition is we open gifts at Christmas Eve, and then we spend Christmas Day traveling and hitting the road, whether it's going to the States or home from Kitchener or whatever. That's just a tradition we've been doing since I was younger. I like to eat. I We make just a turkey dinner, just like Thanksgiving for
Yeah.
Christmas. So that's really good. My favorite thing on my plate there is mashed potatoes.
Uh, why do you say? Do you make pretty good mashed potatoes yourself?
I'm not the one that's in charge of the mashed potatoes. It's actually my aunt.
Oh,
She makes the best mashed potatoes ever. And this year, because we couldn't be together for Thanksgiving, I actually got her to email me her recipe. And I made them, and they were really good. So I think whenever I can't be with her, I will be doing that for my family as well.
congratulations on your mashed potatoes.
Thank
That's
you.
I mean, Anna's pretty talented, as I can see. So good for you. What else are you pretty good at making? Since you said she's the one who usually makes that, what would you say is your specialty that you're known for?
Um, like Christmas specialty or just like anything?
Just anything, pretty much.
Hmm. I want to say I make really good iced coffee, not food, but it's a drink. I make iced coffee every single day. So I'm pretty good at making that. I make a good spinach dip and buffalo chicken dip.
Oh,
I just recently got into making it's a vodka sauce pasta,
oh, interesting.
and it's always amazing. Yeah, my family loves when I make pasta. I'm very good at it. So I would say those are like my specialties probably that I can think of right now.
That's sick. I mean, I want to touch on coffee at first for sure. I know you're
Mhm.
definitely everybody else who loves to go to coffee shops and whatnot, and I'm sure you definitely must love that too. So, what are some of your favorite spots to go to grab some coffee with friends? You have lots of best friends, as you said. So, what are some of your favorite spots to go?
Being downtown for my program, we're in the downtown campus, social sciences. There are a bunch of cafes around, but the one that I love the most is called Cork and Bean.
Hmm.
I talked to you about it before, but it's like the cutest little cafe. They have couches, they have like any drink you could think of, hot or iced. It's so good. And then there's also this other cafe called Isabella's, which also makes the best best iced or hot drinks, little snacks as well. And you can never go wrong with Tim Hortons or Starbucks.
Yeah, the classics always work as well. And I know you spoke super highly of the other ones you mentioned, Cork and Bean too. That's
Yeah.
amazing. And I want to take a slight detour. Speaking of bars, this is what I found out through the grapevine, of course. So somebody said that Anna is not just a lacrosse player, fantastic student, fantastic pasta maker as well. You're also an eyelash model too.
Oh my God.
So is that true?
Okay, I'm not an eyelash model, but my friend Molly, she's actually on the lacrosse team. She has an Instagram dedicated to being a lash technician. She just became a lash technician, and I got my lashes done by her a couple times in the summer. And she took photos of afterwards because she's so good at it. So I modeled that one time.
Did you ever see yourself ever doing that as a career? If someone said, "Oh, we wanted you to take that on as your career," would you ever consider that?
Yeah, why not? I always get told I have nice eyes, so sure.
That's true for sure. And then it is great too. And speaking of stuff that you also do as well, just the list keeps adding on and on. You mentioned hockey too with the Whitby Wolves. So how sick are you at hockey? Like how would you rate your hockey skills?
Okay. I hate being like that cocky person, but I've been playing since I was 3, and I think my skills are quite high with regards to hockey. I can also play both forward and defense. So I'm like that transition player on my team that my coach has depended on if we're missing some forwards or need someone to go up or whatever. But I think I'm pretty good.
What's the most awesome thing you've ever done on the ice?
Okay, I'll pull from this happened last year. I don't know if it would be the most awesome, but it's definitely up there. This was with actually Ontario Tech's extramural women's hockey team. We were at a tournament, and fun fact, we were undefeated the whole season. Anyway, we had a tournament and it went into a shootout. And my coach Sean, he was like just picking random. Well, he picked like a good amount of forwards at the beginning. It's usually always forwards that get the shots for shootouts, because the D go a little unnoticed in that aspect. I usually play defense. So he goes through almost all the forwards, and then he's like, I don't know who to pull next. So I'm like, okay, I'll go. So knowing I have my signature move, and so I go in. The ref blows the whistle. I'm like the 8th shooter of the game. No one has scored yet, and I do this little move. I wind up and pretend to slap shot, and then I fake the shot, do a little deke, and I go top corner in the right every time. And I did that, and it was really exciting, and we won the game. So I think that was pretty awesome.
Hey, look at Anna saving the day. That is amazing. That is super great. What was your celebration like afterwards?
Um, I think honestly, I just went like this or something. I don't do extravagant sellies. I don't want to be that cocky person, but yeah.
True. You got to stay humble, put out the big guns and the skills, but just stay humble afterwards.
Always.
That's awesome, man. And someone else asked me to ask you this question, not me, but they just wanted to know what's one question you get asked a lot?
One question I get asked a lot. I don't know. That's a good question. Probably how are you?
That's
That's
true.
what I would go with.
That is very, very true. So
How you been?
how you been? How's it going? How's the day been? I'll get a good number of those. Doesn't hurt to ask that. And I guess I could ask, so what would you say is one thing you wish a lot more people knew about you? What's that hidden talent or quality or anything about you that you want the world to know?
Um, when I first meet people, I am like so shy and so introverted, but I actually love people, and I'm a mix between introvert and extrovert. So I don't know, if we just meet, I'm super awkward and shy, but as you get to know me more. I break out of my shell more, and I'm a very loyal, good friend. So that's what I would like to let everyone know if you're gonna meet me one day.
That's good to know. Everybody needs a friend like Anna. I mean, this is not surprising why you said you have so many best friends. Just from what you described, who wouldn't want to be best friends with Anna, right? It's amazing. All right. And speaking of the people who tend to be closer than best friends, your family, what do you have to say about your epic family,
My family is the best ever. My pair of parents, my mom and my dad, they are like my number one support systems in like anything I do in life, not just like lacrosse, like sports, academics, my job, whatever I'm doing. They're just always there for me 100%. Um, and they give me like the most love ever. And I also have a brother, and growing up, we're like any pair of siblings, we fight, but now our relationship is like so strong, and I love my family with my whole heart. So
Anna?
yeah.
And what characteristics from your family would you say strongly reflect in you? Or what are some similarities or maybe differences that make you stand out from the rest of your family? And what's one thing that everybody in your family has?
Hmm. What's kind of funny is my brother and I are like complete opposites, but yet we get together, like we get along so well. He is a finance math major. He's into markets and like money and all this stuff. And if you talk to me about any of that, I have a mental block and I can't like think straight at all. I have no idea what to do when it comes to math or finances. And then there's me who's into like English and literature and writing and all that stuff. So we're opposites in that way. And with my parents, I think the characteristics I get for them, I want to say I'm like 50-50 of both of them, but all of their best qualities. So I'm super, super good at time management and organization and keeping my space clean, making to-do lists for myself, which I inherited from my dad. He always prints off lists and checks them off as he goes through life. And that's what I do literally every day. And then my mom is just such a kind, wholehearted woman, and I get all my strong woman characteristics from her. And they're both such hard workers, and I get that from them. I like to be busy and I like to commit 100% to whatever I'm doing, and I like to follow through with whatever I'm doing. I don't give up on anything really. So I get that both from them. They're both extremely hard workers, and something we all share would definitely be our faith, I would say. We all do church on Sundays together. What are some characteristics that we all share? I don't know. That's a tough one because we're all different in so many ways, but we're also the same in so many ways. But I can't think of a characteristic that we all share. But yeah.
I mean, those are good ones that you mentioned for sure. It's always good to see definitely the differences between people and how to still come together in such strong harmony. And definitely, you mentioned your faith as well that brings all of you together. That's pretty beautiful to see. And you have a lovely family. Good to see that. And definitely some great qualities that we've learned about you that you mentioned. Amazing, amazing stuff. And
I just thought of one.
Go for it. Go for it.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't want to miss it. We all share such a strong connection and love for our dear rescue dog, Coco. So we just adopted a dog a couple years ago, and she is what makes the glue in our family. So we all share that characteristic.
You know, fun fact, don't ask me how I know this. Coco's birthday is 4 days before mine.
Oh. What?
Yeah. I told you, you're Anna. We just have to know this stuff. But yeah. So trust me, I love Coco. Coco and I share the same birth month. So I definitely understand the love you have for Coco. And I guess on that note, just to tie everything together that we've all discussed, what is your final message to the world? What would you like to share?
I would share just being at my time at Ontario Tech. I would tell anybody who's coming in as a new student or varsity athlete or whatever you're doing at Ontario Tech, I would say grab every opportunity you can and just explore, like explore all the options we have there. I joined so many like intramurals, extramurals, like I went to some, what are they called? Like lectures that didn't have to do with my own classes, like guest speaker type things. And I've made like some of the best memories through all of the extra stuff I've done. And I would just say, I don't know, grab every opportunity you can and work hard at what you do, and you will succeed. Never
Exactly.
give up.
Be tenacious, always do it right there, and be well-rounded like Anna. I mean, I don't know if you knew this, but your name is the same both forwards and backwards. Such a well-rounded name as well. Pretty amazing. And always
Yes.
go above and beyond. Don't just do one thing. Do it like Anna Twohey. So
Nice.
awesome. Thank you so much. Part of my corny jokes at the end. Thank you for joining us, Anna. For the
No worries. Thank you for having me.